Welcome back to Legion Builds, where I show you how to bring your favorite characters into Dungeons & Dragons. It's the most wonderful time of the year, spooky season, and to celebrate we're building a truly terrifying character, the lovely and psychotic Lady Dimitrescu, or as most of you call her, Mommy. And before anyone comments, I looked it up. It's pronounced Dimitrescu, not Dimitrescu. The game developers got it wrong. Not sure how, figured they would have checked that out. But yes, it is properly pronounced Dimitrescu. Today we need to focus on sheer, raw, physical strength, vicious claws, and some fake undead servants. I say fake because they're actually not undead. They are alive, but their brains have gone bye-bye. For today's build, we'll be using the Player's Handbook, Xanathar's Guide to Everything, and Van Richten's Guide to Ravenloft. We're using standard point array and we are not multi-classing. That's right, one class can do it all. We'll start things off with strength at 15. You're 9.5 feet tall and pure muscle. Charisma will be next at 14. Seriously, before the game even hit stores, you were more loved than any other video game character. And why is that? It's because of your personality. Con will follow at 13. You can literally take a shotgun to the face and not feel anything. Except in this game you will, so we need to try and give you a good health and good focus. Dex will be a 12. You are 9.5 feet tall and pure muscle. That equals well over 400 pounds. You are not nimble or quick. You just take huge strides. Intelligence will be low with 10, but we're going to be dropping wisdom. You failed a lot of perception and insight checks in your life. Lady Dimitrescu is a human. That's right, she's not a vampire. Not even a mutated human with vampire abilities. A close inspection of her in the lore reveals that she has a blood disease, most likely porphyria, a disease that causes sensitivity to sunlight and requires blood transfusions. But she drinks it in wine, which actually would work, but not really well. She may have lost her mind after 60 years of a parasitic creature attached to her stomach, and, maybe the parasite's helping her process the blood. So we're making you a Dhampir. I know I just said you're not a vampire, you just like the aesthetic, but here's the thing. If I don't, the comments for this video will be nothing but anger. Also, I sleep next to someone that will be very upset if they do not get Vampire Mommy in this video. I don't want a pillow over my face while I sleep. You're not a vampire though. Just want to make that clear. I also like to remind you that height is desired size in Dungeons & Dragons, with the tallest medium creature being 8 feet tall. About a foot too small for you, but that's not on me. Talk to your DM or just be happy with being an 8 foot tall Vampire Mommy. Place +2 into Charisma and +1 into Strength. Ancestral Legacy grants you 2 skills of your choice. Since you started out life as a noble and desired to be a jazz singer, grab History and Performance. That's right, Lady D can sing. Dark Vision grants you the ability to see in darkness out to 60 feet. Though I would like to remind you, you will still have -5 to perception checks in darkness. That's actually a rule, not many people remember that. Though this evidently won't help you see the mold man walking outside your bedroom window. Seriously, how many times did you not notice him? Also, if you haven't played Resident Evil 8, oops. Sorry, spoilers. Just wait for the Ethan video and all that will make sense. Deathless nature means you don't need to breathe. Spider climb gives you a climbing speed equal to your walking speed. Both those don't fit you, but who cares? Vampiric bite gives you natural weapons in the shape of fangs. You can make an attack with these fangs using your con modifier instead of strength and dealing 1d4 piercing damage. When you attack a creature that isn't undead or a construct, you can use one of 2 empowerments. You can regain HP equal to the bite damage, or gain a bonus to your next skill check or attack roll equal to the bite damage. You can use the empowerments a number of times equal to your proficiency bonus. For background skills, grab Intimidation and Athletics. Since you started off life as a child of high noble birth, which generally has a lot of genetic problems and high regard for yourself, that means you have nothing to offer as a class. But the strange cult leader has something for you. Guess what? You're a warlock. Take the skills Deception and Persuasion. Level 1 warlocks have an otherworldly patron. This patron bestows upon you the power you need to have to share power with a bunch of other people over a small village. You didn't get the high end of this deal. Hell, you're not even the most powerful or scariest of the lords. Just pointing that out. Thankfully, you didn't get the short end either. The source of your power comes from a black infectious mold that can grant powerful mutations that you can use to kill people. Sounds like Hexblade. Hexblade's curse lets you curse one target with a bonus action. For 1 minute, when you attack the target of your curse, you can deal extra damage equal to your proficiency bonus. You crit on 19, and should your target die, you regain hit points equal to your warlock level plus charisma modifier. Hex Warrior grants you proficiency in all martial weapons, shields, and medium armor. You can also bond with a weapon that lacks the two-handed property, and now the weapon will use your charisma modifier for attack and damage. You also have Pact Magic. This basically makes you a spellcaster, but not a real one. You will have limited spell slots, but always empower your spells to the highest level you can. You start off with 2 cantrips and 2 spells. For your spells, Chill Touch is a ranged spell attack, not touch, that deals 1d8 necrotic damage, not chilled. It doesn't fit with you, but it fits the aesthetic. Should you hit with this spell, the target can't regain hit points till the start of your next turn. Sword Burst lashes out at everything within 5 feet of you and forces a dex save. Everyone that fails takes 1d6 forced damage. Cause Fear forces a wisdom save on one creature within 60 feet of you. Should they fail, they become frightened of you for 1 minute while you maintain this spell. As your spell levels increase, you can target additional creatures if they are within 30 feet of another target. Charm Person targets one humanoid within 30 feet of you and forces a wisdom save. Should they fail, they are charmed by you for 1 hour and feel friendly towards you. Should they be harmed by you or see you harming its friends, the spell ends. When the spell ends, they know you charmed them. But let's face it, they'll be dead long before that hour is up. Level 2 Warlocks receive Eldritch Invocations. These are more little gifts from Mummy Dearest, boosting your abilities. Armor of Shadows lets you cast Mage Armor without a spell slot. This gives you an AC of 13 plus Dex, which is better than what you have right now. Undying Servants lets you cast the spell Animate Dead without using a spell slot, once per long rest. This spell allows you to create a zombie servant by targeting a corpse within 10 feet of you. You can control them with a bonus action, and they will obey you for 24 hours. By recasting this spell, you can continue controlling them for another 24 hours, or just place them in your cellar and keep adding new ones. Guess we'll love this. For your new spell, Shield adds +5 to your AC as a reaction. Level 3 Warlocks gain a Pact Boon. Pact of the Blade allows you to magically create a weapon of your choice. This weapon can be anything, and can benefit from Hex Warrior. Talk to your DM about a claw-like weapon. I would suggest a rapier based on the length and slenderness of the claws, but this is up to you and your DM. Your spell slots are upgraded to level 2 now, bringing all your spells up to level 2. For your new spell, Shadowblade creates Claws of Pure Darkness with a bonus action. These claws are simple melee weapons that deal 2d8 psychic damage, are finesse, light, and can be thrown at a range of 20 to 60 feet. You also have advantage on the attack rolls when in dim light or darkness. You can throw the claws and summon them back with a bonus action, as long as you maintain the spell for 1 minute. As your spell slots increase, the claw damage will increase, eventually becoming 4d8 psychic damage. Your character level 3 now, which means Spider Climb now allows you to move along vertical surfaces and upside down. Never happened in the game, but who cares? It would be really scary to look up at the ceiling and there's Lady D. Level 4 Warlocks earn our first ability score improvement. Place this into strength for greater attack and damage. For your new spell and cantrip, take what you want. Level 5 Warlocks gain another invocation. Let's improve your Pact Weapon with improved Pact Weapon. Your Pact Weapon is now your spellcasting focus, and attack and damage is improved to a +1. You also gain 3rd level spells, and it's time for another claw attack to join Shadowblade and your Pact Weapon. Vampiric Touch is a melee spell attack that you can maintain for up to 1 minute. When you hit with this attack, you deal 3d6 necrotic damage, and then you heal yourself equal to half the damage dealt. Now the difference between this claw versus Shadowblade or Pact Weapon is you can add your attack modifier to this. This means that Shadowblade and Pact will use your strength, but Vampiric Touch will use your charisma. Your character level 5 now. Chill Touch and Sword Burst now do 2 damage dice each. Level 6 Hexblade Warlocks receive a new undead minion with a Cursed Spectre. Now when you kill a humanoid, you can bind its spirit to your service. This minion uses the Spectre stats found on page 279 of the Monster Manual, but it gains temporary hit points equal to your Warlock level and a bonus to attack and damage. It obeys all verbal commands and stays with you till the end of your next long rest. You can use this feature once per long rest. For your new spell, let's give you another undead minion. Summon Undead summons an undead creature that you can control, and you decide on its form that it takes. The form chooses its abilities. Ghostly can hover, can pass through solid objects like its difficult terrain, and deals 1d8 necrotic damage and can frighten who it hits. Skeletal has a ranged attack that deals 2d4 necrotic damage. Putrid causes a con save for being too close to it, poisoning on a failure, and deals 1d8 slashing damage and can paralyze the target. Each attack receives bonuses based on the spell level, and you can maintain this spell for up to 1 hour. Let's also replace a spell. Let's dump Cause Fear for Fear. This spell unleashes a 30-foot cone and forces a wisdom save on everyone within the cone. Should they fail, they drop everything they are holding and can now only use their actions to dash away from you, moving as far from you as they can while you maintain the spell for 1 minute. Best part, that while you maintain it, they can't retake the save until they break line of sight from you. Level 7 Warlocks gain another invocation. For this, we need something to boost your abilities to maintain spells. Eldritch Mind gives you advantage on con saves made to maintain spells. You also now have 4th level spells. For your new spell, Charm Monster works like Charm Person, except it can target any creature, not just a humanoid, to be charmed by you for 1 hour. You can actually replace Charm Person with this spell if you want, in which case grab another spell of your choice. But I would like to point out that while Charm Monster can target anyone, it will only be able to target 2 creatures by the end of this build. Charm Person will be able to target 5 humanoids at once, so it will still have its uses. We replace Cause Fear with Fear because it's a much bigger upgrade than these 2 spells are to each other. Level 8 Warlocks earn another ability score improvement. Let's grab a feat to boost Con and give us a little pick-me-up. Durable adds +1 to Con, and now whenever you take a short rest and roll hit dice, the lowest you can roll is double your Con modifier, meaning now you can never roll lower than 4 on d8s. For your new spell, take what you want. We're good with what you have for now. Level 9 Warlocks receive another invocation. Cloak of Flies lets you summon flies to surround you with a bonus action. While active, you have advantage on intimidation checks, but disadvantage on every other charisma checks. Any creature that starts its turn within 5 feet of you takes poison damage equal to your charisma modifier. You can use this feature once per short or long rest. I know you can only use this in your dragon form, but you can do it, so you get it. If you don't like this, go ahead and replace it with another one. You also receive 5th level spells, meaning now you can cast every spell you have at level 5. For your new spell, Dance Macabre allows you to raise up to 5 small or medium corpses you can see within 60 feet of you. For 1 hour while you maintain this spell, the 5 zombies or skeletons, depending on the body, obeys any command you give it with a bonus action. While undead, the corpses receive bonus to attack and damage equal to your spellcasting modifier. When the spell ends, the corpses return to death. Level 10 Hexblade Warlocks gain Armor of Hexes. If the target of your Hexblade curse hits you with an attack, you can use your reaction to roll a d6. If you roll 4 or higher, the attack automatically misses you, no matter what they rolled, meaning you can waste their crit. You also gain a new cantrip, take what you want. Level 11 Warlocks now have access to Mystic Arcanum spells. These are spells higher than 5th level that you can cast once per long rest without a spell slot. Your first Arcanum is at 6th level. For this Arcanum, Create Undead transforms 3 corpses into ghouls under your total control. This works like Animate Dead, where every 24 hours you must recast this to retain control, but it will cost you 150 gold pieces per goal each time. If you don't want to use this all the time, just save it for when you need it. For your new spell, let's keep your minions up with Negative Energy Flood. Targeting one creature that is undead, roll 5d12. The undead gains temporary hit points equal to half the total rolled. You can also target an enemy creature that is alive, forcing a con save. Should they fail, they receive 5d12 necrotic damage. If they die because of this spell, they become a zombie, just not under your control. Your character level 11 now, which means Chill Touch and Sword Burst earn another damage dice each. Level 12 Warlocks earn another ability score improvement. Place this in the con for better bite attack and better health. You also earn another invocation, and let's really bump up the damage with your packed weapon. Life Drinker adds necrotic damage to your packed weapon equal to your charisma modifier. Level 13 Warlocks receive a 7th level Mystic Arcanum. Finger of Death targets one creature within 60 feet and forces a con save. Should they fail, they receive 7d8 plus 3 necrotic damage, and should they die from this spell, they become a zombie under your permanent control. For your new spell, take what you want, we're good. Level 14 Hexblade Warlocks gain their final patron feature, Master of Hexes. Now when you kill the target of Hexblade's curse, you can transfer the curse to another creature within 30 feet. If you move the curse, you do not receive the regained hit points from the previous cursed creature. Level 15 Warlocks now have access to their 8th level Arcanum. You also get another invocation and another spell. And guess what? I don't care about any of this. None of the Arcanums, invocations, or spells really fit with your character anymore. There is only one more thing we need, and it's in 2 levels. So this whole level, you get to start customizing how you want. Level 16 Warlocks earn another ability score improvement, Cap Off Strength for better attacks and damage. Level 17 Warlocks receive their final Mystic Arcanum, and this one's at 9th level, and this is it. This is the one we want. Time to unleash your true form. True Polymorph lets you transform yourself, or other people and objects for that matter if you want, into whatever you want while you maintain this spell for 1 hour. What you're transforming into must be a CR equal to or lower than your total levels. Your final form is described as a dragon, so right now any dragon will do. You take on the stats and abilities of the creature, and should you drop to 0, you revert to your previous form at the HP you were at when you turn, minus any spillover for when you drop to 0. There is a slight warning with this. After 1 hour, the change becomes permanent. This could be good to transform your enemies into more undead, but for you, not so good. For your new spell, still don't care, go nuts. Your character level 17 now, that means Chill Touch and Sword Burst are now maxed out at 4 damage dice each. Level 18 Warlocks gain their final invocation, and we're still good, so have fun. Level 19 Warlocks earn our final ability score improvement. Place this into Charisma for better spell attack and DC. Also, you have another final spell, and once more, customize. Our final level is level 20 Warlocks, and you are an Eldritch Master. You can now spend 1 minute to regain all used spell slots, which is 4 at this point. If you do so, you cannot do this again until you finish a long rest. Now that we've hit level 20, let's recap. Your stats are Strength 20, Dex 12, Con 16, Intelligence 10, Wisdom 8, Charisma 18. Let's dive in. You are dangerous. Let's go over each claw attack you have. Your Packed Claw, using Array Pierce stats, deals 1d8 piercing damage and plus 4 necrotic damage. Your Shadow Claw deals 4d8 plus 5 psychic damage and has advantage in dim light and darkness. Your Vampire Claw deals 5d6 necrotic damage, and you regain hit points equal to the damage. On top of all this, you can curse one target. You will crit that target on a 19, will deal a bonus 6 damage, and will regain hit points when they die. And that's just melee. You can become a CR20 monster for up to 1 hour. What monsters can you become, you ask? How about an Ancient White Dragon, Ancient Brass Dragon, or Ancient Solar Dragon? You never fight alone. You can create 1 zombie, 3 ghouls, and 1 specter at a time. You can also raise up to 5 zombies if you have bodies, or summon 1 really strong undead creature. Finally, you can be either really charming or really scary, depending on how you want. And to top it all off, you're going into this with 160 HP, taking the average, and can never roll lower than 6 on a d8 to regain hit points on a short rest. Downside, you're a warlock. That means you have very limited resources. Your arcanums are only once per long rest, and you only have a total of 5 spell slots. You also have a lot of concentration spells. Finally, your AC is 14 with mage armor and a possible 19 with shield. Thankfully, your mage armor is basically a cantrip, and your pack claw doesn't require a spell slot because everything else will burn out those quickly. You're gonna have to be smart if you decide to be a frontline fighter, because if you're not, you'll be at disadvantage. Thankfully, I stopped giving you spells and invocations so you can really add more into this, and combined with rolls for stats, this build can be better. Send in your servants to draw fire and attention from you, allowing you to get close and rip apart your enemies. Happy spooky season, everyone. I hope you enjoyed this build. Make sure to like and subscribe to not miss a single new build each week on Spotify or YouTube. And make sure to check out all my scary builds like fellow Resident Evil villains, Nemesis, and Wesker.